요즘 어떻게 지내요?
네? 맨날 운동하면 지내는데.
운동? 우리 오늘 조던 선수 촬영을 왔거든요. 몇 가지 여쭤보려고 하는데 조던 선수와 직접 훈련해보니까 이런 점이 놀라웠다 하는 분 있어요?
일단 공격력이 되게 좋은 것 같아요. 영상이나 뭐 이런 거로 보는 것보다 파워도 좋고 스피드도 좋고 일단 서브도 장점인 것 같고 확실히 실제로 보니까 더 좋은 것 같아요.
조던 선수의 합류 후에 가장 인상 깊었던 부분 그런 거 있어요?
인상 깊었던 부분이요? 예쁘게 생겼어요.
친화력 부분에서 어떻게 생각하는지?
Iya friendly, karena kan dia di bawah kan umurnya, terus dia pertama kali ketemu welcome kayak gitu. Oh iya friendly orangnya.
조던 선수 약간 첫인상에 대해서 어떻게 생각하세요?
Pas ketemu dia senang karena kan aku akhirnya ada temennya datang karena kan aku datang lebih dulu kayak gitu.
요즘 어떻게 지내요?
요새요? 잘 지내요. 잘 지내요 진짜. 힘들어요.
조던 선수가 이제 같이 훈련을 했잖아요. 훈련해보니까 이런 점이 놀라웠다 하는 부분이 있어요.
일단 볼 때리는 파워가 진짜 좋고요. 지금까지 보기로는 앞으로도 봐야겠지만 일단 볼 때리는 파워가 진짜 셉니다.
조던 선수 합류 후에 가장 인상 깊었던 부분 그런 게 있어요?
국내 선수들로만 하다가 한번 좀 엄청 파워 있는 선수가 한 명 들어와서 그냥 약간 경기할 때 뭔가 한번 뚫어주는 사람이 있으니까 좀 그래도 좋은 흐름 잡고 경기를 좋게 이끌어갈 수 있는 사람이 생겨난 것 같아요.
이제 조던 선수 온 지 한 달 정도 지났잖아요. 같이 훈련하면서 막 놀라웠던 점, 느낀 점 있으세요?
조던이 좀 어린 선수라고 들었고 밝기도 밝고요. 그리고 공격적으로도 엄청 탄력도 좋고 스피드도 좋은 것 같아서 확실히 많이 하다 보면 잘 맞춰서 하면 같이 잘할 수 있을 것 같아요.
응원의 한마디 해줄 수 있으세요?
일단 시즌 이제 준비하고 있는데 부상은 항상 조심해야 할 것 같고 아직 맞출 게 좀 많긴 한데 하다 보면 맞아서 시즌 준비 잘 할 수 있을 것 같아요. 파이팅!
이제 한 달 정도 같이 지냈잖아요. 혹시 훈련하면서 놀라웠던 점이나 인상 깊었던 점 있으세요?
훈련하는 뭐 태도나 적극성 이런 게 저희 한국 선수들과 다르게 좀 뭔가 와이드하는 행동도 크고 아 역시 아메리칸 사람은 다르구나 생각이 들었습니다.
혹시 조던 선수 친화력이 좋다고 생각하세요?
네, 일단 처음 프로 생활일 텐데 그래도 먼저 다가와서 말도 걸어주고 또 말 걸면은 네, 또 재밌게 얘기도 해주고 서로 뭐 많은 말은 알아듣지 못하지만 네, 잘 지내고 있습니다.
그러면 마지막으로 이번 시즌 활약을 기대하면서 조던 선수한테 짧게 응원의 한마디 부탁드려요.
처음 해외 생활 힘들기도 하고 또 어려운 일도 많이 있을 텐데 옆에서 많이 도와줄 테니까 우리 이번 시즌 잘 해내보자. 화이팅!
선수 안녕하세요. 조던 선수가 직접 훈련해보니까 이런 점이 놀랍다 하는 거 있어요?
일단 언니는 엄청 밝은 것 같고요 운동할 때. 그리고
공격할 때 높이가 엄청 좋은 것 같아요.
조던 선수의 이제 친화력 부분에 대해서 어떻게 생각하시는지 한번.
항상 다 모든 게 약간 좀 친절하고 따뜻하게 대해주는 것 같아요.
조던 선수가 사람들 사이에서 이제 제니 닮은 걸로
아.
유명하잖아요. 네, 가까이서 딱 지켜봤는데 어떻게 생각하세요?
제니가 아니어도 예쁘고 언니 특징이 속눈썹이 매력인 것 같아요.
조던 선수가 이렇게 직접 훈련해 보니까 이런 점이 놀라웠다 하는 거 있어요?
일단 파워가 완전 다르고 전체적으로 공격적인 거는 진짜 저희보다 훨씬 센 것 같아요. 서브도 그렇고.
조던 선수의 이제 친화력 부분에 대해서 어떻게 생각하세요? 좀 더 잘 다가오는지.
언니 성격이 좋아가지고 내가 평소에도 인사도 잘 하고 막 운동할 때도 계속 하이파이브도 자주 하고 그냥 평소 지낼 때도 말도 자주 하는 것 같아요.
조던 선수하고 이런 직접 훈련 해봤잖아요. 그러니까 이런 점이 놀라웠다.
저희는 스텝을 눌러쳐야 위로 뜨는데 캥거루 마냥 깡총 뛰면 이제 위에 공중에 떠 있더라고요. 그게 너무 신기했어요.
조던 선수한테 한마디 응원의 한마디 해줄 수 있어요?
영어로 하면 되는 거죠? 언니 화이팅!
일단 생각보다 훨씬 공격력이 좋으신 것 같아요. 그 점은
좀 있으면 이제 뭐 경기도 뛸 텐데 그런 조던 선수한테 응원의 한마디 해줄 수 있나요?
조던 언니 일단 너무너무 잘하니까 걱정하지 말고 일단 들어가서 시합 만약에 뛴다면 정말 잘하고 있으니까 그냥 긴장하지 말고 걱정하지 말고 잘했으면 좋겠습니다.
I've been good. I think I have adjusted pretty well. When I first got here, it took me a few days to get rid of the jet lag, but I've adjusted to the time zone. I've adjusted a little bit to the culture as well as the people. I think I have been blending in with the team pretty nicely, so I would say overall it's going great. It's been good. The players, they have been welcoming, kind, very helpful on the court with helping me adjust to their playing style, which I really appreciate because playing here is much different, I would say, than playing in the States. I think you guys are much more high level, more disciplined, more gritty, and I really appreciate the help from them. Outside of the court, I would say so far I've been getting along a lot with Jiyoon, with Seoul, with Mega, and a few of the other girls as well, but I would say those have been my top ones that I have probably grown the closest with so far. Lately on my off days, I have not really had much time to really go out and do what I would like to do or like explore new hobbies. I've been kind of taking my off days as days to rest at home, kind of reset, clean my apartment, do my laundry, just kind of complete my chores so that way the next day when I come home from practice, I can come back home to a clean and organized place. I started playing volleyball when I was 9 years old, and I joined my first club team when I was 10. The people that inspired me to play the sport were my grandpa, my mom, and my aunt. All three of them, they played, and while I was growing up, I kind of watched them get to play together, play in small co-ed tournaments, and as I grew older, I was able to participate in those small tournaments with them as well, and that kind of created my love for the sport. They pushed me to do what I wanted or like do what I loved. They didn't try and force the sport on me, which I really appreciated. They were just super supportive and they were there for me every step of the way. So they're the people who really pushed me, as well as my grandma. She's also just my number one fan. She is a huge supporter of me. So I would say my family, they're the ones who kind of started me, who started to get me into the sport. When I first started playing in college, so my first school that I went to was USC, or University of Southern California, and I played there for 1 year. I met some amazing girls, got some great coaching, but after that I wanted to be closer to home. I realized that the big city life and being surrounded by a bunch of cement everywhere. It's just not something that I wanted, so I wanted to come back home, and that's when I started my career for the University of Arizona down in Tucson, Arizona. And I would say all 4 years, no matter what, I absolutely loved playing the sport. I loved each team that I got to play with, every girl that I got to know, every coach. It definitely, I would say, grew my love even more for the sport and made me very appreciative for all the connections that I made through every single year. So I would say I absolutely adored my college experience. I got to have fun with it. I got to push myself, learn more about myself as a player and a person off of the court. And I couldn't thank those who surrounded me enough for the help as well. I would say they thought that I was very much a team player as well as someone who showcased my strength on the court. I feel like I showed a lot of speed, I would say people said, on the court with my arm swing, my just overall how I think of the game, how I move with the game, as well as I was always very talkative and very communicative, always cheering. So I think that's those are the biggest takeaways that I've heard from people. It is very challenging here and very demanding, but I mentally prepared myself for that when I came here because I heard that a lot from girls who had played in the league before, who have been here, who have just told me all about it, and they just said it was a very demanding league. I mean, the fans are very passionate here, which they absolutely loved. Having that sort of support as well as, I don't know, I would just say it's just very challenging, and you have to be all in it mentally in order to push through. I myself, I think I am a very outgoing person. However, when I come to a new crowd and just a place that I'm unfamiliar with, I do tend to be just a little bit more shy because I like to feel my surrounding environment out before I kind of put myself out there. So coming here, it was a little bit intimidating, not because of the girls themselves, it was just because it was so unfamiliar for me, but I quickly learned that the girls had very bubbly personalities, very outgoing. They were very welcoming, and that kind of made it a lot easier for myself to not kind of overthink how I kind of step or put myself out there, which I really appreciated. So the girls were very kind and nice, and I loved it. I would say June or Mega because Mega, she's also she uses the same translator that I use, so I was around her quite often. I got to know her a lot faster than the other players. But I think once spending time with the team, especially in Jeju, it was all pretty equal. I try to give everyone an equal amount of time to kind of get to know them and for them to also get to know me. From what I've seen, she is a very hardworking player as well as very supportive. When I played with her, she gave me a lot of feedback, which kind of helped me adjust into the playing style of how it is here in the K-League, or in the V-League, that's what it is. So yeah, I would say she's a very passionate, very hardworking, and supportive team player. I would say just a lot more focused on the basics and fundamentals, which I really appreciate having in a coach, because I feel like most of the time coaches in the U.S., they do focus on basics and fundamentals, but not as much. They'll probably spend a week or two maybe trying to push that, and then they'll just go right into the playing style of the game and just trying to figure out the team chemistry and things like that. But I really appreciate the head coach, assistant coach, all the coaches here kind of taking their time to help me with the basics, with the fundamentals, and just kind of helping me correct and do a little bit of tweaking for minor things. Personal goal, just trying to push myself to be a better player every single day. I want to be a lot more well-rounded and more consistent just throughout the overall game. And then team goal, winning as many games as we possibly can, obviously, and winning the championship, and just building a great chemistry amongst each other, both on and off the court. I'm very excited to step on the court and play in front of all of you guys and to be able to work with the team. I am super appreciative of all the support and all the comments, everything that you guys say. So I can't wait to meet you all. I can't wait to put myself out there and get to play in the league.